Everything in your life has led you up to this exact moment. And it's time to go from zero to hero. Hey guys, Randy here, back with another episode of the legendary Duplication Nation MLM podcast. And I thought we could have a little fun this episode. How you go from zero to hero, meaning how you become a great network marketing leader. And I just have some stages that I think you go through in this process. And it's nothing, some of these are not so quantifiable. It's not like a checklist you can do. There's no college courses on this. This is just me reflecting on how I began in the business and where I'm at today, and how big of a delta there was between those two points of origin and what it looked like along the way. Because as I've told you before, when I joined the business at 20, I was the last person on earth you wanted to sponsor. I was so negative. I was coming from such a dysfunctional background and state of consciousness, and so many limiting beliefs, and so much low self-esteem, and so much bad programming, and struggled and scuffled and did nothing but bitch and moan and complain to my sponsor and anyone around me who would listen. And then I've been able to manifest my dream lifestyle. So how did it, and I really, when I say go from zero to hero, I hope you see I'm not saying that to denigrate people or talk down to them. I'm saying I was the zero who finally made my way to, I could argue, superhero. So how does it start? Number one, it begins when you make the conscious decision to escape the matrix. And I forget the guy's name in the movie, but you know the scene. Even if you never saw the movie, you've heard about this scene where he says, I know this steak isn't real, but blah, blah, blah. You're already aware you're in the matrix. You wouldn't be listening or watching this if you were. And the matrix is what your parents told you, your teachers, your bosses, society. This lie we talked about last episode of, hey, go to school, get a degree, find a job with a big company, that's going to give you security. You'll work there for 40 or 50 years, and then the government is going to take care of you with your retirement benefits. Sorry, that ain't going to work. And you know it ain't going to work. So now it's time to do something about it and say, okay, I know this steak tastes delicious, but I know the steak isn't real, and I want the real thing. Then you got to learn the parachute skills. If you're new here, I call them the parachute skills because I believe if you learn these foundational skills, how to meet people, how to work a candidate list, how to make compelling invitations, how to use tools for presentations, and then how to follow up. If you learn those basic foundation skills of our business, you could parachute into any free country on earth and make a living and take care of yourself and your loved ones. Even in a country that they speak a language you don't even speak. You could parachute into Germany or Italy or wherever, Japan, and you could build a business because all you need is to find one person who's bilingual, and you could share the parachute skills and then find another person who's bilingual, and on and on and on. So that's the next thing is you're becoming a student. You're finding out what it's about. You're finding out, okay, what do I need? What are the skills I need to learn to become successful? And that's a big conscious decision because the people who fail, the people who quit and drop out and bitch and moan and never make it, those are the people who say, well, I don't know that many people. Okay, that's a victim mentality. Whereas people who go from zero to hero say, okay, I don't know many people, but meeting people is a skill and it's a skill I can learn. So I choose to learn. The next stage you're going to go through is paying your dues. If you want to be a great leader, first you have to be a great follower. You need curiosity, be teachable, analyze, practice, learn, make mistakes, learn from those mistakes. That's the dues we pay. Every successful person in our profession has blown away great candidates because they made terrible presentations, terrible invitations. They've attracted and sponsored good people and then lost them because they made foolish decisions. It's part of the process. It's part of the journey. We all go through it. Pay your dues, get them out of the way. Then you got to deploy to the front. You got to go where the fight is. And where's the fight? It means you got to sponsor, sponsor, sponsor. People want to enroll one or two people, their besties, and then sit back and manage the team and become wealthy. It doesn't work that way. You got put your first 18 months in the business, you need to be voraciously recruiting people, sponsoring people, and then customers and builders. Because that's where the fight is. That's where the action is. That's where the battles are won. The next thing is a commitment to lifelong learning. So you start with the parachute skills, right? Now you become proficient in those. Now you're starting to have some people on your team. You might have a dozen, a couple dozen, a couple hundred. Now the people who become heroes, they commit to lifelong learning, daily self-development time. And they understand, okay, now I'm going to need to learn people skills, conflict resolution skills, leadership skills, presenting skills, writing skills. And no, you're not going to learn them all at once. And no, you won't be a genius at once. You don't have to commit to that. You just have to commit to, I'm going to be a lifelong learner. I'm going to do daily self-development. So I'm always growing my skills. I'm always growing my wisdom. I'm always growing my consciousness. And if I do that, it's going to take me to where I want to go. What happens next is you understand enough about vision that you create a vision that inspires the team. Great leaders, they raise people's eyes, not on the horizon, above the horizon. They create a dream bigger than the team. And that's about the incredible real benefits of the business. It's not just the bonus checks and the bonus cars and the trips. It's about developing lifelong relationships with people you love, people you enjoy spending time with. It's about becoming the highest possible version of yourselves. It's about becoming social entrepreneurs, becoming successful by helping other people reach success, becoming successful by bringing products and services and income opportunities to the world that make the world a better place. One of the tangible things that has to happen at that stage, the next one, is you have to build out the infrastructure. There has to be external source tools. There needs to be a video of the presentation. There needs to be live streams of the presentation. There needs to be PowerPoint slides or flip chart that take a new person through what the standardized presentation should look like. There needs to be a new member orientation. Teaches them, here's how you get enrolled. Here's how you set up your auto ship. Here's how you work your candidate list. Here's the tools you use. Here's what the candidate pathway looks like. You take this action and you use this tool. Then you take that action and you use that tool. That's the events, the major events, the agendas at those events. That's what I mean when I say build out the infrastructure. The next thing that has to happen along the way is you have to map out, what does the leadership path look like? How does someone get into the inner circle? How do they get into the sanctum where decisions are made in what the system is? How does someone be in that distributor advisory board that represents the field and communicates with the company on the decisions that they jointly decide on and move forward to forge cooperation that really can lead to powerful, sustained growth and duplication because the company and the field are interlocked, working in partnership? How does someone get chosen to speak at the major events? How does someone get chosen to speak at the annual convention? Show people what the pathway is, what it looks like, that you start off working on a local leadership academy or opportunity presentation, taking tickets at the door, or being a greeter, or being the AV person or the product display person, and then doing a 30-second testimonial on one of the live streams, and then being entrusted to do a 5 or 10-minute training, skill set training on one of the live or online training events. And what does it look like? What is the pathway? So people know, okay, I don't have to be born into this caste to get there. I don't need these external degrees or criteria from the matrix to get there. And I don't have to be an insider, the favorite teacher's pet. They have to see that becoming a leader in the organization is based on meritocracy. And the meritocracy is determined by fulfilling these functions on the pathway. And then the last one that ties it all together is model the behavior. Talk doesn't do it. You can memorize every one of these podcast episodes and you could steal all my material and use it as your training every time you work with the team and you think you're looking brilliant, but you're not going to get the duplication because you're not modeling the behavior. They don't see you at the events, if they don't see you bringing candidates to presentations, if they don't see you on the enroller list and the customer builder list, if they don't see your rank advancing, if they don't see you doing the thing so you'd be able to say, here's what I'm doing, do this, then none of this other stuff works. But if you do that, then all of this other stuff works. And you really can go from 0 to hero. And I really hope you do it. All right, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your team about this, and check us out at duplicationnation.com for a lot of business building resources. Peace.